how did you get the drum sound for Hard to Explain? It seems to me indie rock for the next 20 years has been trying to copy this drum sound verbatim, and you could even hear it in the latest the Big Harry Styles single, As It Was. Everybody's been trying to figure it out, how to get this drum sound. How did you do it?
Well, as you know, I have written a book, and it's detailed note for note how I did it in the book. But basically, Julian came to me when they were about to record that song, and he pulled me aside and he said, "I've got a problem." I said, "What's your problem, Julian?" And I hadn't known him very long. We'd only recorded the EP and a few songs for the album, so it's like I've known the guy for 2 weeks or something. And he goes, "Well, I wrote this song on my drum machine, and the problem is I love my drum machine. I think it's perfect, but I don't want Fab to be sitting out on one of the song on his first album he's ever been a part of. Like, I don't want him to feel like he's not on one of the songs. What should I do?" And I said, "Take me to your house. Let's go hear this drum machine." So we went to his house a mile away, and he played me this demo. I said, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I got it." And the thing is that all through the 90s, I was really fascinated with industrial music, in particular, a band from Vancouver, Canada called Skinny Puppy. And they were using drum machines, and I was recording a lot of drum machines, and just manipulating drum machines and understanding drum machines was part of my vocabulary. I really knew drum machines inside out. I know the difference between them: 808s, 909, DMX, Linn drums, Alesis drum machine, all that stuff I've used. I know it real well. And because of my synthesizer ability, I'm very good at making one sound morph into another. So I thought, watch guys, I'm going to make Fab's drums sound like Julian's drum machine. Watch me work. And I thought of a few things. Like, for example, you can't do a live band take because I don't want any guitars on the drum sound this time. All the other songs were live takes, but this, I want to record the drums first and then record the band separate so it's really clean like a drum machine, okay? Okay, fine. Next thing I did is I know that when I press the snare button on a drum machine, there's no hi-hat trace on it. There's no kick drum. It's just pure snare. So I said, "What are you using on this drum beat?" "Oh, I just got a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat, and on one part I have a ride cymbal." I said, "Okay, don't play the ride cymbal. Now push your hi-hat as far as you can go where you can still reach it. Now push your kick drum the opposite direction as far as it can go where you can still pedal it. And now your snare drum's in the middle. You're reaching your left hand out really far to hit the hi-hat, but you can still play it perfect. And your foot is a little wider than normal, but there's more distance than any drummer should have between those instruments. That's what I called separation." And then I just mic'd it up, and I used a combination of gates, an EQ with another EQ with another EQ stacked up on top to pinpoint certain frequencies. And that was it. That was the sound. And we used a metronome, a click track to make it perfect. And we edited the best bits together, and then we built the song on top of it. So it's real drums played by Fab, but presented in such a way that it feels and sounds like a drum machine.
And so were you putting anything in between the kick drum and the snare? It was completely open?
Yeah, it's completely open, but it was far enough away, and the direct mics were close. Just some cardioid mics, SM57, Bayer Dynamic on the tom or on the something else. It was real individual mics that weren't picking up a lot.